Hi guys, so the new marketplace called Central Market has finally arrived in North America and Europe, and it's quite different from the old one. So in this video I want to show you how it works. So this is the window we see when we open the Central Marketplace. Now the only thing that's familiar here is the categories, which are still in this here area. The rest is sort of new. Now the first thing I want to show you is the warehouse. Now if you click here Manage Warehouse, we enter the warehouse screen. We see that on one hand we have the inventory and the other the warehouse. Now this is my inventory, and here I can go into the Pearl inventory and then here into the warehouse in the city I'm located at. Now it's important to understand that this here is the Central Market warehouse, whereas this warehouse is actually the storage you have in each city. Now to be able to sell something on the Central Marketplace, we first need to place the item into the marketplace warehouse. Doing that is quite simple. We simply find the item we wish to sell, for example, steel. Let's move 200 units over, and here they are. Next, you press the sell button over here, which takes us to the sell screen, which will list all the items you have in your warehouse. And to sell the item, you simply left click it. Now this is a really interesting screen we need to spend some time talking about. Now the first thing is the register quantity here. This is the amount of items you wish to sell. Now the second one, which is interesting, is the set price. Now this screen shows you all the items that are being sold and how many at each price. So you can see here that quite a high number of steel is being sold, with a little bit around here and only 10 at this price. This means that you now have some tools to determine at what price you think you can get the most for the items you're trying to sell. For example, I'm not worried about these 10 here. I think these guys will sell pretty quickly. So I'm thinking about placing my 200 steel at this price here. Now I click register and yes. And now we can see that I have registered the steel for 7,650 silver each, and now I just have to wait for someone to buy it. Now if we want to buy items, we then again go into the buy window, and what we see here is something interesting. This is a list of items which are rising in price, and you can see here that the value pack has now risen by 13 million silver. And it probably continue to do so because this is one of those items that sells almost immediately. Now to buy something, we need to start again by managing the warehouse, because you see here that we actually have no silver inside our warehouse balance. Now to get some silver there, we simply need to go into this window again, access our warehouse, and I have here about 900 million silver, and I'm going to deposit all into the Central Market warehouse. Now when that's done, let's go back to the Central Market and the buy screen, and let's place an order for something like let's say iron ore. Now in this screen we can see that we have 1611 iron ore available for 330 silver each. Now at the same time we have a order for 999 iron ore at the price of 329 silver each. So if I wanted to buy some iron ore, I can buy these guys for 330 silver each, or I can place an order for 326 silver, which will then be filled when someone else decides to sell for that price. Now to do that, we would simply need to change the desired price down to 326, change the desired amount, which for iron ore is at max 1000 for each order, and then press purchase. Or if I wanted to buy these guys here, then I would simply change the price to 330 and have again the desired amount 1000 and click purchase. Now refreshing the marketplace shows you that this can change quite quickly, and so let's quickly place an order for 326 silver and 1000 pieces of ore and purchase here, and now we get a message here that tells us that my order has been placed. Now if I go back into this, I can see I have 1000 orders here. Now to see the status of my orders, I click here on the status button. Here I can see that I have ordered a value pack for 58,000 silver, cook's clothes for 12,000 silver, which I will probably need to update now, and the iron ore down here. Now once the purchase is complete, I can collect it by pressing this button here, which will then reflect that. Now what's interesting about this new market system is that you can now place orders for many items at the same time, whereas in the old system you would only have a pre-order for a single item. However, at the same time, you can no longer select yourself the amount of silver you wish to pay, as you must select the silver amounts shown in the buy screen. In some ways, this levels out the playing field, meaning that people with an insane amount of silver can no longer guarantee themselves an item with ridiculously high pre-orders, but at the same time, they can decide to spread their wealth between several items. Now, when I refresh the status button, I can see that my iron ore is sold, and to collect it, I simply press this here button, and it goes into my warehouse. Now, I also mentioned that I might need to update this order. What that means is that in this marketplace system, the highest available order can increase or decrease depending on the demand for the item. Now, let's open the buy screen for this item. It should be around here. Cook's clothes and +3, and you can see now that the highest order that you can place is now 13.6 million, whereas my order when I placed it was 12.1 million, which at that point was the highest one. So now I need to cancel this one, go back here and place another order for 13,600,000. Now if we go back here, we can see that there are now 139 orders up for this particular item. Now if someone decides to sell this item, one of these orders will receive it. How that is determined is somewhat unclear, but apparently the first one to place the order has a higher chance of receiving it, and I'm guessing that each subsequent order has a slightly lower chance to getting this particular item. Now if no one sells this item after a certain amount of time, this here number then increases probably to 13,700,000 silver, and everyone that has this order here needs to update it to have a chance to gain this here item. Now once you've purchased an item, you need to then go back into your warehouse to get it. We now see that I have 7,000 iron ore here, and to receive those items I need to right click them and take them, and it says here that I withdrew them into my inventory. However, you can see that it's not here, and that's because I had the warehouse button open when I withdrew the items from the central marketplace warehouse. In that case, the items went straight into my city storage. If I had my inventory button open in the inventory screen, then the items in the central marketplace warehouse would have gone into my personal inventory. Now the final thing I want to mention is the warehouse capacity. Now any item you place in the warehouse requires some amount of space, and the amount of space each item takes is different. So for example, fur timber takes 0.1 warehouse capacity, while something like a silver embroidered clothes takes 50 warehouse capacity. Now there's probably absolutely no sense to this, except that this seems to be somehow slightly connected to the value of the item. And knowing how Pearl Abyss operates, we should expect some Pearl store item which can increase your central marketplace warehouse space. So that's pretty much it for the central marketplace. But there are of course some slight nuances like the sell button, the buy button here and stuff like that, which you can probably figure out yourself by just messing around with the system. So that's it for this video. Now if you found this useful, I would really appreciate it if you could support me in making more videos like this by simply subscribing to my channel. So thank you for watching and good luck.